This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
Hey Innocence Project community, I need your attention now because what I'm about to share is not just shocking, it's downright infuriating. Along with the Midwest Innocence Project and the law firm BCLP, this is our client, Marcellus Williams. He's a 53-year-old black man who has been on death row for 24 years of his life for a murder that DNA evidence proves someone else committed. Though an execution date hasn't been set for him yet, one could be scheduled at any time, and so Marcellus's life remains at risk for a crime that he didn't commit. Here's what you need to know about his case. In 2000, Marcellus was convicted of killing former reporter Leisha Gale during a 1998 robbery at her home in University City. In 2016, post-conviction DNA testing on the handle of the murder weapon detected the presence of male DNA. But it excluded Marcellus as the source, proving that he did not commit this crime and contradicting the testimony used to convict him. However, no court has been willing to hear this evidence, despite the fact that it's been analyzed by 3 renowned DNA experts. These experts have all concluded that Marcellus was not the source of DNA found on the knife handle. If St. Louis County Attorney Wesley Bell doesn't intervene, the Missouri Supreme Court could dismiss Marcellus's lawsuit and set an execution date for him at any point. So here's where you come in. We need your voice now more than ever. Add your names to the petition at the link in our bio and share Marcellus's story far and wide to stop this injustice before it's too late. Tag your friends and family too, and let's shout from the digital rooftops and stand up for Marcellus. We can't let this injustice happen.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. So as you just seen, we're coming in hot. So Marcellus Williams, unfortunately, he did not get that grace. He was executed. And I think this was due to the biases of the judicial system. No, I'm going to say this was just the biases of the criminal system and the some government officials. That's what I'm saying. And before we go ahead and get deep into it, let me go ahead and put up a disclaimer. The views of the panel members, their views and their views alone, they no way represent the views of the Still a Man platform. So we're going to say some things. It's not going to make everybody happy. So if you are the faint of heart, you're easily offended, you're sensitive, and this might not be the show for you because we are going to exercise our disdain for behavior like this, because this is truly tragedy. I guess you could even say this is has a level of calamity in it because it's truly a disaster. All right, so let's get started. Kiana, what you know about this situation with Mr. Williams?
You mean from what we watched, or from what I knew before?
What you know about it? What took place? After the execution, what led up to it? What do you believe brought this execution about?
Whenever a black man's on a chopping block, if you're a racist, you're gonna move forward regardless of the evidence, preponderance of all the evidence that says it didn't happen from him. You don't care. You got somebody and you're gonna do what you want to do.
Dude, let's get your views on this. What you know about this? How you feel about this situation?
Well, it ain't nothing new. So it's really, what do you feel? It's nothing new. But it is gonna come to an end soon. It really is.
Okay.
I can talk about this for hours, but we don't want to. I don't want to get angry about the situation. But they do it to a lot of our people all the time, and ain't nothing new.
Okay. Gregory, how you feel about this situation?
I feel like you need to follow the money because, as we know, when these people get executed in these states, it's coming from your tax-paying dollars, and they're getting paid a lot of money to pull a switch or stick somebody with a needle or however they want to kill somebody.
Okay. Patsy, how you feel about this tragedy?
It's a dang on shame, it's like when the evidence came up that he was innocent, they didn't give him the good grace of a new trial to just to exonerate him or give him a hearing, and like he should have got. And like you said, it was a political move,
Hmm.
and it's a shame.
All right. Bird, what you know about the situation? How you feel about it? Just if you've never seen it before, you just seen that little video. How you feel about the situation?
I've never heard of this case. This is all brand new to me. But again, I'm not going to say anything anybody else saying. This is a gross injustice out here. I mean, but I thought one person can't make the decision. We have an appellate system to appeal 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I don't know the inside and outs of the case, but that's crazy. A governor didn't step in. The president didn't step in. Nobody stepped in to change this. So that's pretty sad.
If I'm not wrong, because I may be, because like I said, I my emotions got caught up when trolling, when doing my research, and I came across this, and you know, so I'm just probably not, I probably wasn't processing things straight, but I thought one governor did step in and grant him a stay of execution. And then when that governor was removed or replaced, then the new governor stepped in and said that as you said, the court system did not find him innocent. The Supreme Court or no other court found him innocent, so they was going to go ahead with the execution. And I think that that devil, that demon that was put in that seated position, he had his own agenda. But those are my personal views on that, based upon what
They're saying he wasn't involved. They're not saying he wasn't involved. They're saying he didn't stab anyone. Now,
no
was he there? Did he
No,
ever
He
they
take a
wasn't
said he
pot?
wasn't
involved at
even
all.
there.
the
They
the
got
Yeah,
3
he
witness
wasn't
accounts of
nowhere
him being
near.
somewhere else.
the what's the name? The evidence, the DNA testing showed that that's not even his blood or his fingerprints on the weapons.
Hmm?
So you got these other. Hold on, let me get Robert in here, and then we'll listen, because I know he's waiting. Go ahead, Robert. Give us your views on this. Brimage.
Hmm.
All right. So does anybody else want a chance to weigh in on this?
Well, what I gathered from it, because I looked at a couple of videos, and it seems to me that the woman was agitating a lot of different people because she was doing some investigative reporting,
Mm-hmm.
and she was tough on a lot of wrongdoing. It sounded like she was going after some powerful people.
Yeah, I thought so too, T, because I felt like when I heard the nature of the crime, where they said she was stabbed, I think 43 times, that's like a crime of passion or something. You got to get right on top of somebody. You really got to have some dislike to stick them up that many times.
And that she was found lying in the bed next to her husband. So why wasn't he ever a suspect?
Whoa, I got the husband came home and found her. So you telling me that
if I could be wrong, but I thought that there was some in the reporting that she was laying next to her husband in bed.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's what the second video was saying, David.
huh?
So apparently she might have been he might have been stabbed too and killed.
Well, I don't know because that's conflicting because when I was researching it, this is the first I'm hearing that, to be honest with you guys. I was told that he came home and found her like that in a pool of blood.
Mm.
So if there's another video, it's conflicting. I didn't come across that. Robert, you back with us? You want to weigh in on this? All right, my brother, I'm gonna move on. So what I was saying, Burr, was, yeah, I think the governor or whoever that he basically he got rid of the committee that they established to look into it. He stopped all of that and he told him to go ahead with the execution. So mind you, the prosecutor came forward and said they don't think that this man should, the person that prosecuted the case came forward and said there wasn't grounds to do it, right? The family of the victim came forward on his defense when they learned that new information and said that there's not enough grounds to basically execute him. So all these people came forth on his behalf, and this guy still went ahead with it. So that's why I say it had to be some hidden.
I got a short of the outcome if you want it.
Yeah, go on and hit us with that real quick.
Was found guilty of the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale. Marcella. The Supreme Court today denied a Missouri man's appeal to halt his execution by lethal injection, and he indeed died a short time ago. 55-year-old Marcellus Williams was found guilty of the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale, who was stabbed multiple times in her home near St. Louis. The Missouri Supreme Court ruled Monday that DNA evidence failed to establish Williams' innocence. The Supreme Court today denied a Missouri man's
Marcellus Williams, a man on death row in the 1998 death of Felicia Gale, is expected to avoid execution and be resentenced to life without parole following a plea deal Wednesday. Attorneys for Williams agreed to an Alford plea, which retains a conviction for the first-degree murder charge in Gale's death. These proceedings follow an evidentiary hearing Wednesday after Williams has spent the last several years on death row, proclaiming his innocence Wednesday. Prosecutors said that DNA evidence intended to exonerate Williams was mishandled improperly, prompting the Alford plea. Through the plea deal, Williams maintains his innocence, but acknowledges that prosecution has enough evidence to likely secure.
All right, you guys get the gist of it. I don't know what's going on with that video, but I'm going to tell you guys straight up. Even in that video, that's a contradiction because they said it wasn't enough evidence, DNA evidence, but they in fact said that the DNA evidence cleared him of it because the DNA did not connect him to the murder weapon. And that was the very thing. Oh, and let's not forget the confessions of some discreditable individuals. Let's call it for what it is. We got a jailhouse snitch, a jailhouse informant that claimed that while he was locked up with Mr. Williams, he confessed to him. That's what he claimed. And a jaded ex-girlfriend that claimed he confessed to her as well while he was wearing the bloody items, and he had all these items in his car, what's the name, still. So again, if this man is guilty of said crime, he did all these things, and then he wouldn't confess to these individuals, and he held on to the stuff in his car. You got to be the most dumbest mother effer in the world to think you're gonna get away with killing a white woman that works for the government, and you think you're gonna just go free upon telling somebody that? I don't think so. That's just too much. It's wrapped up too neatly. I don't believe that. Let's move on. Let's get some questions in here. Kiana, do you think that Black people have a harder time navigating the court system, proving their innocence?
Absolutely. It's never stacked in our favor.
Okay. Patsy, you can pass on this question if you want, but do you think that Black people have a harder time proving their innocence in a court of law?
No, definitely.
Okay. Do
You know, the saying goes is that our people are always guilty until proven innocent, and then they're always innocent to proven guilty. So we have to prove our innocence. So as soon as we get caught, they already say we're guilty. We have to prove our innocence. But when they get caught, you have to prove that they were guilty.
Gregory? Yes. Gregory?
Yeah, guilty until proven innocent, just like dude just said. That's why we was praising OJ's.
Mm-hmm.
Bird?
I agree. I mean, you're guilty once they arrest you. So now it's up to you to prove your innocence.
Okay. Robin, are you back with us?
I'm black. You know, I think that, I'm
you're
really
white.
touched by that statement. Now, I will say this. It sounds like we repeat ourselves all the time when we talk about a Black man or a Black woman getting locked up. Do we have a hard time navigating through the justice system or whatever? It's going to be the same answer all the time. Yeah, we see it harder than the other race. Yes, it's a struggle. Yes. That's all I can say to that. It's the same answer. We're gonna always say yes till we see something different.
Timmy, are you with us?
Yep.
All right. So let me hit you with that question. Do you think that Black people have a harder time proving their innocence in the court of law?
Sometimes. Sometimes. It all depends on what the case is that you have a hard time. Like something like that, then it's a hard time to prove that you're innocent because they are quick to convict you, and they are quick to don't disregard any type of evidence that can free you. They're going to disregard that because they want you to be the downfall. They want you to be the fall guy for something that they don't want to do their job, so they rush to put the blame on somebody who's innocent.
Yes. Okay.
Actually, this Dave, did they find the person? Did they find the correct person?
Say that again, Robert.
Did they find the correct person that done this to that lady?
No. They feel like, according to the governor,
person don't have DNA stored up somewhere. It can match the DNA if they got DNA on it.
Yeah.
So
So
whoever
this
could have did it
individual, whoever
don't
this
have a
person
DNA
is,
sample.
whoever this person is, they're still roaming free. Because and now they're in the clear because
Said she worked for the government.
huh?
What she do for the
The
government?
statute of
She was an
limitation on murder.
investigator. She was an investigative reporter, and then I think she went from that to doing some charitable work. So I'm like, don't take my word for it.
Whoever she probably was doing investigation, they probably shot her because they didn't
Yeah,
want her
that's
story
why
out.
that's why they want to get rid of him real quick. They knew he was
That's
innocent.
that. See what I'm saying? Well, I said
Told you, follow the money, and then the
there was
black
some
man
hidden agenda.
the perfect candidate. They're making. I got the stats for that now too. So nationally, the death penalty costs taxpayers an average of 1 million.
Woo.
Mm.
But yeah,
So it's making it the most expensive part of the criminal justice system.
For a shot? Oh, you said it cost the government, it cost the
It
people
costs
$1 million to
taxpayers
execute
1 million
him.
Pull a switch or
to
shoot a needle.
execute one person.
wow.
$1 million. How much for the shot?
That's what I said. To either flick the switch or give them a need. I told y'all this earlier. It's crazy. $1 million taxpaying money for each execution.
Mm.
All right, so check this out, guys. Let me tell you. Let's see how you feel about this.
Gangster.
They claim so reports. According to reports, they claim that Black people are more likely to be convicted of murder and other crimes due to consistent biases of the criminal legal system. Do you believe that?
Consistent of a stereotype. That's what it is. Stereotype.
Oh yeah, that's a known fact. No matter where you go, no matter what country you go, no matter what part of the world you go in, that's just a given. But you know what though? I want to say something right now. It's gonna start turning the other way around.
How?
So how?
Yeah.
You said how?
How?
Oh, you want me to reiterate? Oh, okay. You want me to? We can be here for hours.
No,
Listen,
you can be brief but be
Revolution.
brilliant. I'll give you a minute.
you say, hey, Joe always say be brief and be brilliant. I'm trying to be brief and brilliant.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get you going and
Oh.
I'll knock it out in a minute.
Because right now, what's going on? This is a shift going on right now. People are waking up. People are waking up. They're starting to.
The
People are
age of
starting.
Aquarius.
Yes, they're starting to wake. It's just the way of the we got. I don't
What
want to
does
get
that
to what
mean?
people believe in, but it's just the way of the universe. People are just waking up. Once people wake up, it don't have to be everybody. Once 1/3 of this earth wake up, there you go, and it's almost there. Until you want to know how you get closer there, because the more shit that start to happen, that's the closer we getting there. The closer we getting there. Just like you had a hurricane, then 2 weeks later you had another hurricane, then another one's coming, then while all that's going on, this war is going on over there. Israel's fighting against two or three different people right now. They're not telling you everything that's going on. Everybody's going through something right now. Why? Because this stuff is about to be turned upside down.
What about the UFO landings, dude?
Hey.
Yes, but you know what though? I didn't want to go that deep, but that's been regular. They've been doing this since before we all even born.
So that we don't go off task. Let's keep it to what we're talking about. So Gregory,
But you know what? But some kind of I know it's kind of deep, but I'm not going to go keep talking it. But in a lots of ways that all ties in together. Because there's a reason why they're doing it to us, and there's a reason why it's us. It's a reason why it's only us and us. Nobody struggles the way we do. No one gets the hardest treatment. Not even the Spanish, not even the other people that that kind of look like us, but don't. They have a hard time, but no one has a harder time than us. And this system is made to try to break us, and it's for a reason.
So hold on. There are many cases that people put themselves in a position to be where they are.
Bird, you're absolutely right. Bird, you're
Don't
absolutely
want to
right.
blame it that we do struggle as a people, right? I will not doubt that. But many,
Right.
many individuals make poor decisions. And it could be based
Yep.
on
Yep.
economic loss or financial, depression, oppression, repression, and whatever other pressure there could be about it. I get it, but there are choices that are made.
Yep.
A
Right or
rapist,
wrong.
a molester, a murderer, choices are
Right or
being
wrong.
made by our people, a majority of bad, which put us there. Now, this is a gross injustice that happened to an innocent person that no other appellate system could hear this. No other official other than the governor of that state stepped in. That's the pathetic part, because I thought we were a country of check and balance.
Yeah. And then, like you said,
Which is why which is why the president can't push the button on his own to stop war. The president can't just change laws without being vetoed and other branches of government to step in. There's supposed to be a check and balance system that obviously we failed as a country.
And in that situation, I think they did check, and they felt like to let this go ahead, it would balance the what they call it, the scales of justice. As far as they're concerned, it was in their
Can I
favor.
say something?
Go ahead, Tom.
The prosecutors, when the evidence come up that DNA cleared him, you had the prosecutors and the other side, what the defendants.
The DAs, the defendants. Yep, you got it. The prosecutor, defendants.
The family of the victim, they all pleaded for this man not to be executed.
They too know that he wasn't guilty.
Because looking at the story now, because I didn't know she worked for the government and she was doing all that shit. Like, the government killed her, and they want to use him as the fall guy to say the case is closed.
She didn't work for the government. She did not work for the government. She was an investigative reporter, and she was investigating some high power people. So was she murdered? Yes. And I think that it was the people that she was going after that set it up for her to for that to happen. They had authority in high places. They had people. You know how you saying with this puffy thing, like that's not to compare, but there's higher individuals at play that's pulling the strings. This is the same thing that happened to this woman.
And the same thing that happened to him, he had to be the fall guy. They pulled that string too.
So
it all makes money for them.
So
keeps things quiet, they make money.
Well, it's just like that there child steward.
I was going to get to that.
You know,
get to that.
He claimed he killed his wife, and they knew that he was now first and foremost. Anybody, they always look at that damn husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or wife. If a partner gets killed, they always look at them first. They didn't look at him. They went straight to the Willie dude and threw him in jail for that shit. It's
they
just
didn't
ridiculous.
Go straight to him. You gotta watch that. That's on HBO. Watch that. That's on HBO.
They terrorized the community. They went busting through people's houses for no reason at all.
Because it was on the identification, the report, the account of a distraught white man that said a black man robbed and shot his pregnant wife.
His own family told on him. That's where they found him at.
They learned that afterwards.
A friend of the family, or somebody went to the police and said that.
Which is no different from the Central Park Five.
It was his brother
y'all just bringing them. Y'all bringing them all up. Y'all bringing them all up.
And then once the brother said what he said, then that he knew it was over. That's why he jumped off the bridge. He knew it was over.
Well, again, since y'all brought it up, let's touch it. You got another demon that decided he was going to come up by cashing in on his wife's life insurance by murdering her. This was a plot to get the life insurance,
And
and
then spending on some other bitch.
yep, and then
Yeah,
blame it on a black man that resulted in them terrorizing the whole community of Mission Hill and the surrounding area. See, all because this greedy individual said that a black man did this. So you're going on the identification of this individual because it's easy for y'all to do that because it's easy for you because this is what you do, you've been doing all along. So that was just an excuse for them to behave badly because you didn't okay, see, that goes to my next question. So there are those that believe that this misconvictions of people this people being wrongly convicted is so disproportionately because of the bias and misconduct of police officers during their investigations, as well as racial disparity. Do you believe that to be so, Kiana?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I heard disparities, but I didn't hear the
There are
statistic.
those that believe that the conviction rate is disproportionately because that you have this misconduct of the police officers while doing their investigation, as well as racial disparity.
Absolutely. I don't even know why that's a question.
It's a question. So you
Yes,
believe so?
there's a lot of mishandling of evidence, failure to secure evidence, and also evidence comes up missing. Yeah, there's all kinds of issues all the time.
When it's relating to people that look like us, sound like us, live where we live.
Oh, and planted evidence.
yeah,
Yep,
of course.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Let's get Robbie back in here. Robbie, do you believe that's so? Do you believe that it's the checks and balances are off because you have these cops that's guilty of foul play, misconduct due to their racial bias? Excuse me. Yeah.
I don't know how this is gonna sound.
It's gonna sound the way you make it sound.
It's gonna sound this way. Take a look at the color they claim you people to be. Black. Gloomy, dark, sad, and the gorillas are dark brown and black type color, right? So you look like an animal to them. That's why they're judging you based on your damn color and the way you people talk and your demeanor. So them just going out framing black people or treating them wrong in the court system or whatever, planting evidence on them or just locking them up without any. It doesn't surprise me. I think that is like a serious stereotype. You know, someone tells them this is what you can expect out of these gorillas over there. They're gonna treat you exactly like that.
Okay. Gregory, same question.
Could you ask the question again? I was
No.
out. You can't ask the question again?
So basically, do you agree with those that feel that the rate of wrongly convictions is disproportionately because of misconduct of police officers and racial disparity? I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah. For the history lesson, the patrol or the police, what they're known as now, are coming from the overseers when the slaves was let go, or when the slaves was there. Actually, they was patrolling the property, which was us. anyway. So this is coming, their whole system is coming from a long line of racism. The first members of the police were the KKK.
Overseers.
Okay.
Officer.
All
Yeah.
right. So if you're just now
Officer.
joining us tonight,
Officer.
if you're just now joining us tonight, we are discussing basically innocence and, guilty until you prove your innocence. That's what it is. Guilty until you prove your innocence. All right. So anybody else want to take a shot at that question? Again, the question is, there are those that believe that the rate of wrongly convictions is disproportionately because of misconduct of police officers while conducting their legal investigations and racial disparity. Dude, you want to take a shot at that?
Well, yeah, well, it's a design plan to make us look bad anyway, because if you make us look like animals and make us look like we're so violent, then no one cares about what happened during slavery.
Yes,
So no
yes.
one, oh, and then it's like, oh, what are you guys complaining about? You got it better now. And that's what they do. They keep on doing it, and they have to make us look. At the first movie roles that we had, it was the biggest male actor back in the day, other than Cindy Poitier, was fucking Superfly. And who was
right.
And then who was the leading lady? A fucking prostitute. So that was the first image of, and that's what they see of our people. If we wasn't being a maid or a
Pimping and
butler or
hoe.
floor,
Yep,
the
that's
next
what
thing
they
they give us
looking at.
after that was
Drug
the pimp or
dealers
whore.
and pimps and hoes.
Yep, pimps and hoes. And that's how
Drug
they
dealers, pimps and hoes.
and
Because
you gotta understand. You gotta understand, if you haven't grew up around them, because white folks that grew up around black folks don't act like that because they know and they understand. But people who haven't grew up with black,
yep.
all they see on TV, they believe that shit. Oh,
Right,
all
right.
people act like this. Because sometimes you meet people, oh, can you play basketball? Or can you jump? You never had motherfuckers ask you questions like that? Or can you do, they ask you if you can do something that a black person can do. I should say, well, do you got good credit, motherfucker? Shit. Can you give me a cosign on my house? But that's how they do. That's how they view us. But it's a design that way because it stops them from feeling guilty for what they did, and it keeps they focus on what we're doing now. They look at and this is not even our nature. We took on their nature. This violent nature isn't ours. This violent nature didn't come in until the late 70s. When you look at the 60s and beyond, we were peaceful people. The only problems we have were with them.
All right, Patty, let's get you back in this. So these are the things that people claim the cops are guilty of, and you guys can disagree when I come to you. So these are the gross misconduct. They're saying that these guys are guilty of using extreme deception during their what's the proper word? Interrogation, right? Threatening the witnesses and the accused, as well as tainting the witness identification. What do you think about that, Patsy? Is there some truth in that?
There's a lot of truth in that. And it's a damn shame, It's like, if you're going to question one group of people in that perspective, you need to question every group the same freaking way. When you get a white person in there for something that they've been accused of doing violently, you need to question them the same way that you do with the people of color. Hello, it doesn't matter which group you get in there interrogating. If you got a suspect for something, for a crime, you need to grill them like you grill everybody else. I don't give a darn.
Okay. Timmy, same thing. Do you think that these cops are guilty of what they accused them of? Extreme deception while doing their interrogation, threatening both the witnesses and the accused, as well as falsifying reports and tampering with the witness identification.
This ain't nothing that's been going on for centuries. They're getting more worse with it now than they was doing back in the days. You know, but here's the thing. We know that they have to meet a certain quota, right? They got to meet a certain quota at times, and if they ain't made a certain amount of arrests, then they go out here and arrest ordinary people. Ain't doing nothing. Just somebody might be, sitting on the curb and do something like that, and they go arrest them. He asks, "What have I done? I ain't done nothing. I'm just sitting here." Now, any other time, they probably would have bypassed them. Yes. Even help the man up. But this time, because they got to meet that quarter, they said, "Oh no, you're disturbing the peace." Make up any old charge to put on them. Yes. To take them off the jail so they can meet that quarter. So that's what I think it is about. It's about meeting quarters every quarter of the when they supposed to get their yes, their
The quota, Uncle T, the quota.
Yeah, no, I know they supposed to get their quarters, but if they don't make it, they don't get that money. See, the money was making them meet those quarters and shit.
All right, Gregory, same question.
What was the question again?
Let me ask you a question. You was just tuned in, right? You corrected Timmy.
I was correcting what he was saying because he kept saying.
All right, so I'm gonna need everybody to pay attention. We got a lot of questions, so this is not just for Gregory, this is for everybody. Pay attention. So when I come to you, you're ready to answer the question. Take that time that's between the next person and go ahead and get your answer together. So basically, Gregory, the police officers are being accused of misconduct. And the misconduct consists of extreme deception while conducting their interrogations, threatening the witnesses and the accused, as well as falsifying reports and tainting the witness identification.
Now I know what I was going to say. So firsthand, I probably don't know because I'm not in the police force, or I don't speak to anybody that's close to the police force. But from my observation and things that I've been through, there might be a protocol where they interrogate people differently because of their skin color. Once again, racism is a system that runs things. So when you see people judging people, even you filling out a job application or something, they shouldn't even have to ask you your ethnicity because it shouldn't matter. But when you see the police going to do their work, I'm pretty sure it's a protocol where they treat certain people a certain type of, like if it's a businessman or something. I don't even want to just give it color. It's a businessman compared to somebody in a neighborhood or something. They're treating this businessman because he's in a suit nice. He could be white or black. But because this person got picked up in the neighborhood, they're treating them, they're giving them a rough time. You know you done fucked up, right?
But that's not true, Gregory, because they did it to...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't do that.
They did it to a black senator in Berkshire. He lived in Berkshire, and they arrested him thinking that he's breaking in the damn house.
Was he dressed like the senator?
Pause right there.
He was in a suit.
Timmy, pause right there. Yeah. Before you guys go ahead and disagree, let me clear this up. You're basically saying exactly what Gregory said. You're basically supporting what he said. It's based upon the color. So Gregory, but this is where y'all are different. Before y'all go off on a tantrum, y'all are both saying the same thing. You just got different views. Timmy's saying it don't matter because they did it to somebody with a suit on. Gregory, you saying
Right.
they treat them differently if they have the suit on. But Timmy's showing you that it's exactly what you initially said. It's the color. All right,
Right.
so Gregory, go ahead and proceed, please.
No, that's all I had to say. It's a system thing.
All right, Key, you want to chime in on this? Do you believe that these cops out here are guilty of what they're accusing them of, using extreme deception during interrogation, threatening both the witnesses and the accused, falsifying records, documents, reports, as well as tainting witness identification? They just guilty of all of this, and they still got a job. Do you think this is so?
I mean, there's some that do. There's a history of it, and there's a case right now with that woman who's being sued again or under prosecution for supposedly killing her boyfriend, the cop.
The
They got a
cop, right.
whole system of people drinking on the job and people who should have recused themselves because they knew the parties involved still investigating. that automatically puts a thumb on the scale of justice. So yes.
So let me ask you a question. Let me keep you right there for a second. So you mean to tell me? So I ain't been into no interrogation rooms, but what I heard is they got windows where you can't see them on the other side, but they can see you. So they could just beat you down, and everybody just sits there and watch and have a nice coffee, and nothing comes of it.
I don't know. There are investigative rooms where they have or a one-way window to see what's going on so they could talk about it. But again, I don't know. But never
That's
been
when
in
they
one.
turn the camera off, when they start beating you.
So these
Well,
people,
they're not supposed to turn the camera off. But there's just like they're not supposed to some of these cases that we've seen in the news where their video cam doesn't come on until it's over,
right,
or it was on and then it goes off. So technical difficulties and malfunctions in quotes.
That's also, again, that's why I asked you like that. Let's bring because I knew you was gonna put that into the way it's supposed to be. That's why I asked you and gave you that extra. Brimage, you still with us? I'm moving fast, people. You gotta turn your mic on.
All right. What is it?
So there are those that believe that there are police officers that are guilty of misconduct, consisting of extreme deception while interrogating the suspect, as well as threatening the accused and the witness and tainting witness identification.
That's easy answer. I'm gonna say yes, it's all true. I mean, we done seen a lot with our own eyes. If we didn't see it in person, we done seen it on television enough to know that it happens. We done seen it on the internet to know that it happens.
Okay, that's fair. Well, I like it. It was brief but brilliant. All right, does anybody else want to take a shot at that question? Bird, you still with us?
Yep.
All right, so this is what they're accused of, the police officers, the ones that
Yeah,
was
we're dealing with a corrupt system. I mean, not all and not everybody, but there's definitely a percentage of dirty, corrupt, unethical people out there that are, bringing people down in phallus. So that's the world we're living in. It's a reality. It's really nothing you can do or say with it. Depending on where you are, you get stuck in one of these back road states in the United States that are still hanging niggas, yes, you're going diggity down. That may not happen to you in Massachusetts.
No.
You won't be executed unjustly. I don't even think we have the death penalty here.
No, we
We
don't.
don't. We
This is
don't.
Which is that's why we don't, because there will be an instance someone makes a mistake and they don't want to take the heat for killing someone. So this state will suffer eventually. They're going to have to go to the Supreme Court with this. They will win, but no amount of money is going to replace a life.
That's
Well,
right.
they're not gonna make it to the Supreme Court now because he's gone. But I just want to
They're going to
piggyback.
sue the government.
The
They're going to sue the
family
state.
can.
They can sue the
The family
state.
can sue on his behalf.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
and
might
they
not get
will.
anywhere, but they can.
Nah,
They
I think they're
should.
going to win. They will eventually. Now they will.
But I heard a statistic that Black men make up 13% of the country, but they're 47% on death row.
True. I think it's more than that now, T.
And you know what, Tanya? I'm glad you brought that up. Those numbers are lies. So when they now
Exactly.
when it comes to like our people, you know what I mean by our people, like no, like how can I say it?
People that are black that don't identify, not just those that identify as
only
being
people.
black.
No, the only people that's outside of us that we consider our people that go through the same treatment are the Jamaicans and the Haitians, but nobody else other than that. So
West
everybody else,
Indians, real
The Puerto
Indians.
Ricans.
West
The Puerto
Indians,
Ricans.
Indian.
Listen. The Puerto Ricans still not. Nobody's worse than us. Nobody. But the Puerto Ricans, yeah, they're up there. But I'm talking about when it comes to darker skin, and a lot of Puerto Ricans do got darker skin too. But I'm talking about these three. But
Tianos.
so when it comes to Africans and all those other black people from those other countries, they're white on their ID. That's why the police officers ask you for your ID, not to really find out if you got warrants. They can do that from the fucking tags of your car if that's what they want to know. They want to see your ID to see what you identify as, because once they know what you identify, they know how to treat you accordingly.
But
when it
that's
comes
because
to
other countries classify, they don't classify that black is not a thing. It's something else in every
yes,
country.
only,
So
yep,
there's
here
a
you go, girl.
difference.
So when these other people, including dark-skinned people from Africa, and I know some of them that are darker than me, but on their license, it says white. It says white. They identify as white.
Yes,
That's why they
sir.
give
You
them
get it
loans.
because
That's
racism
why
is
they
a
do.
system.
Yep. It's not about a color. We keep looking at it as a color. It's the attack is just on our people. And once we come and identify who our people are and who we are, we'll be good. That's the only thing holding us back, because we're all on different pages. We all identify as different things, but we're one group of people that everybody don't like, including other black people that got our skin tone. The whole world, remember, when we read the Bible says the whole world took crafty counsel against us.
Okay. Stay right there.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kay.
I remember Bird saying something about the president could have done something. The president can't do anything on the state level unless it's federal. And also, I wanted to let everyone know that in June 2023, the Supreme Court ruled that at least some federal prisoners who are completely innocent must serve out their entire sentence. So that was the ruling.
Say that again. Read that again. One more time.
I've been waiting for somebody to come up and say something about this. So in this June of 2023, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled, and I don't know the ruling of like how many justices were for and against, but it had to be the majority, ruled that at least some federal prisoners who are completely innocent must serve out their entire sentence.
Okay. That's that bullshit.
Oh, Keon,
It's big business. I told you, follow the dollar.
How do you get
that
sentenced
the
for
vote
a
was
crime
down
you did
party
not
lines.
commit?
I think the vote was down party lines, conservative versus the liberals. I think it was down
So it
party
had to be
lines.
6-3 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
How could that be just? You convicted of a crime that you did not commit.
Well, this Supreme Court is is dirty, so they're passing everything that they can. So
this is why I'm telling you there's something
They
wrong with
get
the
rid of them
judicial
old
system to begin
motherfuckers.
with.
That's what they need to do. Get
Timmy,
rid of all them old people out of the damn Supreme
some of
Court.
them are
They
young
all
and
over
they just got
the
put
yeah,
on.
You want to be in bed with them?
see, let me say this. You can get rid of those dinosaurs, those relics, right? Those old people, as you said, but their old ways and their old beliefs are currently residing in the young. They're
Oh,
already
hell no. Babylon must fall. They kids don't even want to think like them.
Tupac said that's why they killed
those
each other. We're coming for their kids.
those
Babylon
same
beware.
thoughts and stuff are listening. It's called white fear. We talked about this before. We will make you believe, as the so-called ruling race, that your privilege is in danger. So we are going to do everything in our power to make sure these evil wrongdoers fall. That's what it is in a nutshell. So when I told you
that's why I told you.
when I
What's
told
been
you that
happening to
devil,
us is going to happen to them. It's been written. You can't what's been written. It's been written. They're going to get double from what they gave to us. Ain't that what the Most High says?
that's what they're in fear of. That's what they're in fear of.
And Tanya,
That's
you're
why they
right.
want.
It was 6-3 in Jones versus Hendricks. You were correct.
And can I ask you this
I'm
question?
sorry, Dave. You know how dangerous that is? That means the federal government can arrest anybody
That's right.
at any time and throw them in jail and be like, you know what? Oh, well, we know you're innocent, but you still got to serve the
They do
fucking
it
time.
all the time. It's called an
You know who,
FBI.
and you know who that's really going to attack. At the end of the day, all that bullshit.
Their favorite targets. People.
What does this sound like to you, dude? It sounds like legal slavery.
It sounds like
Without
the
putting a label on it.
industrial complex. What is it? Prison complex or whatever, or that? Yeah, they're making
Well,
money
yeah,
for their people who profit off
of
of
course, of
profitable
course,
prisons.
So
It's
let me
called
say
big
this
of
to you.
course.
business.
Let me say this to you guys real quick. Earlier,
You was right. It's so big business that you got record labels investing into prison, and their artists are
And you
pushing
don't believe in
their
the
shit
Matrix?
on the
You don't
public,
believe
so
in the
they can arrest
Matrix?
more younger people to go to jail. That's what the record companies are doing now.
all
They've
right,
been doing this shit.
all right, guys. So you know there's this saying. They say justice is blind. I don't think the justice is blind. I think justice is colorblind because they got 20/20 vision when it comes to persecuting and prosecuting people of color. All right, so let's move on. So, whew, got a lot. You guys are coming with stats tonight. Appreciate it. I love it. So what is it? Cross-racial identification is unreliable because it's more likely for people to misidentify somebody of a different race. Whereas, and listen to what I'm about to say, whereas white people particularly have a harder time because they are bad at recognizing anybody that is not white. Y'all got that? Do you believe that
Say
to
that
be
again.
so?
That's why we keep at the questions are long. It's hard
Because
to.
you gotta listen. You gotta listen. We here for a
they,
short amount of time, so let's get it in. So again,
that's why they
they
always
say if y'all stop talking, you can hear the questions clearly. They say that cross identification cross-racial identification is unreliable because people are more likely to misidentify someone of a different race.
That's
right?
too much for me to.
Nope. But
Can't even compute that.
But you see, that's because you don't want to. But then they said,
No, it's a lot to try to remember. I couldn't even tell you the first 3 words you said after all of that.
oh my
You got to
God.
simplify shit. I'm
So
a
basically they
fucking idiot.
saying, so basically they're saying
Yeah,
that,
break it down, fucking
so
Deacon Dave.
put it in layman's terms. I'm gonna put it in layman's
Yes,
terms. All right.
please,
So I'm gonna simplify. So basically what they're saying
please.
is other people, other races have a hard time identifying people that are not the same race as them. However, white people particularly are bad at recognizing anybody that's not white. Bird, do you believe that to be true?
Not all across the board, no. I believe it is true, but it's not across the board of all white people, of all politicians, of all police, of all one race against black people. No.
Okay, that's fair. Patsy, do you believe that to be so?
I don't believe it to be true. Like Bird, it's like I don't have a problem identifying somebody that's not white.
No, this is not everybody. This is this generally stating. Go ahead. This is the reports that say this.
Yeah, I'm just saying. No, I was just saying my point of view is like I don't have trouble, but like there are people that can't tell white from black because like you see like there's so many different tones even in the white race that sometimes it can be misconstrued, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So to identify somebody that's white and someone that's black, sometimes the skin tone is so similar, you know, because of how this country was built up, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kiana, you need me to
Yeah.
repeat it or you got it?
No, I mean, yes, I believe it is true. I still remember at work, somebody called me this other woman's name,
Sorry.
and we don't look any fucking thing alike. She's dark skinned, heavy set, short. I'm light skinned, thinner, taller than her, way taller than her. And I looked at her, and we didn't even wear our hair the same. I looked at her like, are you freaking kidding me? We don't even look alike if you were on the opposite side of the street. I was pissed.
Hi, Benita.
What door?
So yes, they do it. They do it quite frequently. They think we all look alike.
Timmy, mute your phone.
So, Benita, I said hi. Hell
Robin,
with y'all.
same question. Do you believe that there's some truth in what they're saying? Cross-racial identification is unreliable because people have a harder time, people are more likely to misidentify someone that's of a different race, whereas white people particularly have a hard time recognizing anybody that's not white. I do. If you don't mute your phone.
Now you're saying to me, people that of a mixed race have a difficult time. That's what you're saying.
It's not what I said.
What do
So
you say?
basically, they're saying that white people have a harder time recognizing anybody that's not white, whereas other people have more likely to misidentify somebody because they're not of the same race.
Okay, white people have a hard time not identifying if I'm black or Puerto Rican. You're saying that's what you're asking me.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, what was the other thing? Because I'm gonna tell you, just speaking on the white part.
So you white today?
Let me just speak on the white part.
Yeah, just give us your perspective.
I walked in a train station with a briefcase. I was dressed as a normal. I was dressed as a normal person. I had the only difference is I had like a long beard and it was kind of twisted together, almost looked like a braid. So
Oh, you look like a damn
I got in there.
Arab.
2 white officers told me immediately to stop, and I said, "For what?" They said, "Come with me." I said, "I ain't going nowhere with y'all." I am going to school this morning. They was like, "No, you're not." I said, "So why you stopping me?" They said, "We want to ask you a couple questions." I mean, they looked at me. They probably thought I was a terrorist. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I said.
I didn't trust them, but like you said, they were judging me based on the way I look.
Yeah.
And the only way I got out of that is I immediately got on the phone. I reached in my daggone briefcase, took my phone on. It was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm calling my teacher." They said, "We didn't tell you to do a damn thing." And I said, we're gonna get somebody witness what y'all trying to pull off this morning. So she was on the phone talking to him on speaker, and it was like, "He's really going to school?" And she said, "Yes, I'm waiting for him now, and you guys are making him late." Next thing you know, they was like, "Okay, we're sorry about this, sir. You have a nice day and get a good
They
education."
didn't walk you to school?
No, because I was at Andrew Station. I had to go to Newton.
But if you knew your rights, you didn't have to do anything. You didn't commit a crime.
Right.
I didn't commit a
Identify
crime,
myself.
Bird, but at that time, marijuana wasn't legal, and I had an ounce of weed on me.
Allegedly.
It is
So,
not legal. You don't have to legally give any information if you have not committed a crime. Have I
man, I
committed a
wasn't
crime?
going through that. All the stuff that's going on in this world, I could have been that unfortunate,
Well,
misfortune
now
black man
we didn't know
or
no better
color
back then.
guy in a
No,
train
we just didn't know any
station.
better. We didn't know our rights back then. We didn't
Yeah,
know
but
that stuff.
my
We
right
just did
was
none of
to
it.
try to get back home the way I left my house safe.
You did what you were supposed to do. You got out of there right now. That's what your brain told you. Do what you got to do right now to get free of these people. Dude, I'm gonna let you answer that question. Do you think that so basically they're saying that cross-racial identification is unreliable because people are more likely to misidentify somebody of a different race, whereas white people particularly are bad at recognizing anybody that's not white. I don't think that's complex.
That's how they are. And you hear how everyone says everywhere you go, they always say, "Hey, they always think we look alike and we don't look alike." And I get that at work too. They say, "Hey, you was just here the other day." No, I wasn't. I wasn't even at work the other day. Yes, I was talking to you. No, the fuck you wasn't talking to me. And another person's done. I'm a what? I'm like 5'5", 167 pounds. And this dude she's talking to, he's like 5'11", 200 pounds. How the fuck do we looking like? He's even darker than me. What are you talking about? They do that all the time with everything.
Gregory?
The cat's out the bag on this one. I'm gonna tell you what Jane Elliott, I think that's her name, the lady.
Yeah.
If anybody says that they're prejudiced, that they're not prejudiced, they're lying. So when you see white people, and I'm gonna say Caucasians, I'm gonna put them together. I'm gonna put the people of the Caucasus Mountains and the Asians together. They look at us black people and they think we all look alike. We look at Chinese people and we think they all look alike.
Yep.
And then sometimes when if you want to get down and dirty, certain black people.
Whoever that is, pause your yeah, go ahead, Gregory.
Certain black people have a certain look to them too. Like you can look at your peers, even though we're the same skin color, and tell that this might be a person of a different ethnicity or whatever island they're coming from.
But listen, Greg, I don't care if a Chinese person, they all look alike or whatever, but if a Chinese person is tall and short, that's a difference right there. Or if one's darker and lighter than the other, that's the difference right there.
No, and we know they don't all look alike, but when you see a typical, they have a certain
stereotypical too.
Yeah,
Cut it out.
it's just
We
there.
are, as
It's
a
hard
culture,
to ignore that.
everyone is.
It's like a black person not wearing their black skin for the day. Sounds silly.
He said the Watermelon Man. You ever seen the Watermelon Man? That's a good movie. Y'all should watch that. The Watermelon Man. It was about a white racist guy who
I
woke up
love
black.
that movie.
Yeah, I knew Tanya would love it. That's old school, huh?
Yes.
Black and white, ain't it?
Yes, it
That's,
is.
yup. There you go. Yup. The Bird knows it too. Yup.
So y'all,
That's a
so
good
y'all,
movie.
so y'all like dabbling a little bit of racist stuff at times,
I
huh?
watched this other movie, White Mama, Black Mama. That's
Yep.
kind of deep.
You know what my favorite movie of all time is? Imitation of Life.
Dude. Oh my
Imitation of Life.
gosh, that's one of my favorites.
Listen, I have my wife and my 17-year-old daughter sit up here and watch. In the beginning, they were like, "You're gonna really sit here and watch this old movie?" At the end of the movie, they were crying and shit.
They were crying, right?
Yep. I said, "I told y'all was gonna like this shit."
So let me ask y'all the next question. Y'all, we're gonna have movie night critiques on another show.
All right.
Y'all can get a list of y'all's favorite movies and stuff. Y'all can suggest them to people. Let me ask you this question, Duke. So how can I ask you this? This is gonna ask you. So basically, according to reports, Black Americans are 6 times likely to be innocent of sexual assault cases, whereas white men are accused and convicted of said crimes. Do you believe that to be so?
Yep.
Say it about the white guy again. I'm sorry. I hate to miss.
You like that part, huh?
No.
I'm
Because I don't want to answer.
Let me give you the whole thing just to be fair. So, according to reports, Black Americans are 6 times likely to be innocent of sexual assault cases, whereas white men are accused and convicted of the same crime. Is there any truth in
What
that?
rate? What percentage though of white people? You're saying 6 times or 6%?
No, I said the Black people are 6 times likely to be innocent of sexual assault cases, whereas white men are accused and convicted of the same crime.
You know what? I want to jump on Lynn. I want to say I go with that. And the reason I want to say I go with that because I remember a white lady telling y'all seen this on YouTube, TikTok, where a white lady said, "If you're ever lost, you go find a big Black man because he'll protect you." She didn't say go find a white man. She said go find a big Black man and he'll protect you.
Yeah, because the flip side to that is go find that big Black man to protect you. And if all goes wrong, all you got is scream and they're going to come and protect you from that big Black person. So that's the other part of that.
They said it's a setup. It's a setup.
It is a setup.
Hopping, you buddy hopping.
He said, but
I agree with that statement right there.
You agree with it? Go ahead, Patsy. So you agree with what part?
No, I was saying like what they were just saying, like dude was just saying, like to go find a big Black man if you lost. I agree with that because that is a setup to call rape if something goes wrong. But yeah, I don't know if it's the accuracy of 6%.
No, that's 6 times more likely. 6 times more likely to be innocent of.
I know, like I believe that it is true that they're more likely to be innocent of rape, but they're still being prosecuted and jailed for that false rape conviction and accusation. Because
now,
let her finish.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because like if I accuse somebody of raping me, being white, and that's gonna down the line if that person is found innocent and that I'm lying, who's going to jail for falsely accusing somebody of raping me?
Not you. Not you, because chances are they don't, once the victim is the victim, they protect the victim. They're not going to drag you through it because they believe
No,
that
no,
all.
no, because in some states they prosecute that woman that screamed rape and wasn't raped. They
Exactly.
prosecute.
What state
Yeah,
is
they
this?
prosecute them.
What
I don't
state is
know
this?
what state it is, but I know there are some states that prosecute that woman that falsely says that a man raped her and she wasn't raped. They
And
do that.
yeah, it's not so much I accuse that person of rape. I'm being prosecuted for wasting the police
Right, right,
time, and I'm also wasting the taxpayers' money because I've
right.
done falsely accused somebody of something that they did not do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
Brandon,
I wasted time.
so
And
Brandon,
and I thought the whole purpose of DNA, forensic science, I thought that was all stuff, but it seems like that even if you have the truth that some judge or some prosecutor is gonna disregard it and say you guilty. But that's what the forensic science and DNA analysis is all about. It's supposed to help to not make these mistakes of convicting innocent people, but because they don't want to do their job and they quick to rush to judgment, then that's what goes on. And then people don't, unless they have a good lawyer, you know, they're not going to get it. You might have one out of 10 damn public offenders that might do his job as a damn lawyer and do the necessary things that someone that paid a paid lawyer done, is supposed to do. That public defender can do a whole lot better job, or sometimes better than a paid lawyer.
Timmy, I'm gonna have to stop you because this is why I asked you guys to answer the question at hand because you start to answer another question that's on the list. So I'm gonna stop you. Robert, you still with us?
Yeah, just to y'all percentage or whatever you were saying, there's 58% of white men that has been arrested more than any other race.
So it's true.
White men,
It,
58%.
it's true.
Yeah, it's true what Uncle D saying. If you saying those stats,
And I
And not
didn't I didn't hear what he said. I thought he said something in
you
the
did the scientists work for us.
No,
Yeah, and not only that, every
Thank
year
you,
on every
Clearwater.
website, they're the most violent people in every crime area on the
That's
on
what
the
they
list. So
said.
I don't know
That's
why
what
they
they
Exactly,
didn't
said.
get
That's
more.
why
exactly.
they got a 50% percentage because
They,
they have the most violent crimes that
mm-hmm.
they're locked up for.
And
however,
every year, it's every year too, every year. But they make it
Yep,
look like we're the violent
that's
ones.
what I was about to say.
right.
However, we are the
Mass
ones that are
shooting.
most often accused of these violent crimes. Innocent as we are, we're still accused and sometimes, well, most of the time convicted of these crimes. Now, again, Robert just gave you a report. That's why I get my questions from these reports. All right, Kiana, did you want to take a shot at that question? Do you believe that to be true? Duchess, you got to turn your mic on.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. I just heard my name.
So basically, there's a report that says that Black Americans are more likely, 6 times likely to be innocent of sexual assault cases, whereas white men are accused and convicted of the same crimes. Do you believe that to be so?
Absolutely. If a people who think that they can grab things that are not theirs.
Oh,
The
okay.
history.
Right?
Grab things that are not theirs. Let's not get
And
it
be
started.
cocky about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me stay with you, Kiana. I'm gonna bring the next question to you. So,
Hold on, let me answer
No,
that
Dave,
question,
get
big
him.
dog.
Gregory, don't try to be
No,
slick.
because I had something to say about the
it better
last
be
question.
pertaining. It needs to be pertaining to this question, so
I
that we
didn't
can move on to the
listen.
next.
So what you were saying, there's a case comparison, is what I was gonna say first. You have the Kobe Bryant and the Ben Roethlisberger thing
Yep.
that
Yep.
happened. You get what I'm saying?
Let
So
him finish.
Kobe's
Yep.
proven innocent, and you got him being slain by even his own people in the media, which is crazy. And Ben gets a clean. He still played football after that, so it's kind of
Uh-huh.
crazy. And he settled
They
in
ain't
court.
even talk about him.
But
It was
to
like
go
this
back
never
in
happened.
history, on that whole topic, it's in their nature. We didn't rape their people and take over their land and then make it illegal for you to rape people. This is what they already did. So it's in their nature to be like that, even if you go back in time.
Remember, these are the same people that made laws that said it's okay to rape your wife.
But that's
Don't
what
forget about
Gregory
that.
just said, David.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. These are the. I was just because we talked about this before.
Remember, into the late '80s, men can whip their women's ass in front of the police officers, and nothing they can do. And to that,
Yep.
remember they made them Lifetime movies
There's
at one
still some
time.
places where they could beat them in front of the courthouse on a Sunday.
And you know what? And you know what? And let me just say this. And
All the
this
time,
should
only
be
on the Sunday, Tanya.
Only
disrespect,
on Sunday this shit can
disrespectful, mother
happen.
effers.
Wow.
That's the day of the Lord, but you're gonna lay hands on them. You see, disrespectful. They don't have no respect for the Bible. That's why they don't have no respect for themselves or the women
Well,
that's under their charge.
if they're
Or
in the church
anybody else.
if they're in the church that's allowing it, the church ain't saying nothing, then of course they gonna think
He
it's
did.
cool to do it.
She didn't say they was beating them in the church parking lot. She said in a parking. Tanya, where'd you
She
say?
said in the front of a courthouse on a
Courthouse,
Sunday.
not the church. Because
Right.
I believe the same man that's allowed to beat
The
a
goddamn
woman.
court is closed on
Jimmy,
Sunday.
let me finish. I feel like any man that's allowed to beat a woman in public, then they should be okay, the public, with what transpires after that. Because I believe that woman's father, brother, cousin, or anybody else who wants to come to her aid should be allowed to whoop his ass in public like the way they allowing him to do to her. Let's move on.
Hold on, Uncle D. I had on one more point, my fault, before y'all go on. It was the Emmett Till. I missed that stopping. Here's the Emmett Till. He was innocent. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And he
yeah.
basically was accused of a sexual crime and then killed for the shit. And all he did was whistle at the lady,
That's
supposedly.
it.
And then
That's
He
it.
later
never
on,
whistled
That's
at
it.
before
her.
this lady
Back
That's
died,
a
then you couldn't
crime.
whistle
He
later
at
on
never
them.
before
whistled
she
at
died,
her.
she
It's a
tells everybody
crime.
that he never whistled at her,
He never whistled at her.
which
So
is
that was
crazy.
all a lie.
See that it see it
I
was
think he just smiled at her or something.
well
He
you
probably
well
didn't even do that.
The
we
movie they
all
were saying he said something like his comments just complimenting. That didn't really, understand the
the
Because he
ways
was
of
from the
that
southern law.
area.
There's a
Where it was.
southern law and there's a northern law.
No, the
Northern
problem
Yep,
people
was
yep,
speak to white people.
looked at her in her
yep,
direction.
yep.
When a white woman comes out, a black man's supposed to look down,
Supposed
look
to
the
look
opposite
down.
way.
Yep.
You're not supposed to even make eye contact with them. That, let alone, gets you in trouble.
But
So
he was a
And
child,
who
so
made
it still
these
didn't
rules?
matter.
But you
But
were supposed to teach your child at home, you cannot do this if you want to
He
live.
wasn't
We
even
weren't
from
supposed to
there.
do
He was
but
none
he
of
was
that.
visiting.
from Chicago and not
Right. He
from
was
the South.
visiting.
But it doesn't matter. None of what he did was cause for the way he was treated.
Were
Period.
for him to get killed.
all right. So let's move on. Let's go to the next question. So
If I'm not mistaken, didn't they gather up some men and they came to the damn police station and ordered the damn police chief to release them to them.
Okay, well, let's move on. So, according to reports, Black and brown Americans are more likely to accept a plea bargain because they cannot afford, they do not have any financial resources to fight the charges that they're accused of in a court of law. So, Kiana, do you believe that to be so?
I don't believe so. I think that they don't want to put their life on the line in front of others who will judge them harshly because they probably won't get a jury of their peers because a lot of Black people
Mm-hmm.
don't go on jury duty. So, yeah.
Go ahead.
David, that's what we were talking about
Yeah, I
earlier.
know. That's why I'm laughing, Patsy. Go ahead, Kiana.
That's it. I thought I'd throw some digs in there. Yeah, I believe that that's not completely true. I just think that they maybe under false counsel, they're given those options. And yes, financials does play a part, but I think that they rather have they don't want their trial in front of a jury of their quote unquote peers because they don't have no peers up there.
That's another question. We're gonna get to that. Patsy, same question. Do you think that Black and brown Americans are more likely to take a plea bargain because they don't have the financial resources to fight the charges presented to the court?
Yeah, that's part of the reason, but I'm gonna go with Kiana, and like me, you were talking earlier. There's a lot of Black people that don't want to do jury duty. Hey, sometimes most of the time when I get jury duty, I'd be like, damn, I don't want to do this shit.
I'm
You know,
exempt from
so,
that shit. They
yep.
exempt me from it.
All right, Timmy, same question. Do you believe that Black and brown Americans take plea bargains because they can't afford to fight the charges in court?
Of course. I was just watching this case where the dude was was convicted, and then he went on the fucking show and took a lie detector and proved that he never even did anything. So yeah, and the only reason why he copped out, he said because he kept on they putting him in front of damn jury or nothing. He's not leaving the jailhouse. He's going downstairs and sitting in front of a magistrate at 5 in the morning. He's getting up and he's going down into the holding pen, waiting to see the magistrate that's on call, right? And so he was like, after doing that 5 6 months, he said, "Man, I'm tired of this. I ain't getting nothing. The lawyer ain't doing nothing for me." So he copped out, and then found out that he didn't do it. So it is true that people can go to jail, spend long periods of time in jail because of their finance.
All right. Robbie, same question. Gonna have
Sorry,
to.
you asked the question based on if you don't have enough money or something.
So do you, let me ask you, let me give it to you again. So do you, do you believe with the reports are saying that Black and brown Americans are more likely to accept a plea bargain because they do not have the financial resources to fight the allegations presented to the court?
Yeah, and in a lot of cases that is to be true. Then you just got some of them that has the money, but they be damned they're gonna go broke fighting their case. So they think that they can win another way and still be able to hold on to their finance, their riches.
Okay. Brief but brilliant. I like it. Bert, you still with us? Same question.
Yeah, I honestly believe that the system works with each other. The defense is working with the DAs, and in a lot of cases, they throw out plea bargains all the time to avoid, the long term, and they take it because they throw a big number. Well, if you don't take the plea, you're going to get 25 years. You're going to get life. Take a plea, you could be out, 5 years. You get 10 years, and you're out in 7. Well, shit, 7. I'm going to take a shot. I'd rather do 7 years than risk doing 25. And if you ain't got the money, the court-appointed lawyers are trying to get the DA's office a victory. Because, ideally, new attorneys want to get on the DA's office. They want to get with the state. You get an old guy that hates the government, and he'll fight for you, and you won't take no plea. He'll fight and win.
Right. Right.
Okay.
But also, bro, they do favors for each other. Hey man, I got your
I'm getting the DA's team, so I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna get that plea. That plea means that DA or that assistant DA gets a win.
Or they owe them for the next time. Hey, I got your guy off.
The system that hates the government. You ain't copping no plea with that lawyer.
No.
A young attorney that's out of school 5-10 years, you copping a plea. He's getting a notch under his belt, helping out the DA's office. Score for him.
Yeah.
Gregory, same question.
Yeah, I think it's two types. If you're an innocent person and this is your first time going into anything, and then you got somebody like the person from Minister Society telling you, you done fucked up, right? And slapping all this time in front of you, you don't know what to do. Now you're taking a goddamn plea deal, and you're an innocent person.
25 years, they bluffing you off.
Exactly. And then you could be a person like Bird was just saying, somebody from the streets probably, perhaps, but you don't have the finances for a lawyer. So when they tell you this crazy amount of time and you're like, yeah, I can do the 5 years instead of doing 25, not knowing that you could have you could have, see, now that's crazy. Now that
they throw the big numbers.
I'm talking about carving a plea for yourself.
You got that right.
Can I just add that
snitching on yourself is different from snitching on somebody.
Can I just add, and then I'm gonna sign off that
Go ahead, Tanya.
I just want to add this, and then I'm gonna log off. If people had knowledge on how the justice system worked, then they couldn't. The court appointed lawyers wouldn't be able to sell them no sugar
in the middle of something,
no sugar honey iced tea.
Yes.
And the prosecutors wouldn't be able to intimidate them. And then I'm gonna say good night to you guys.
All right, good night, Tanya.
Good night, Tanya.
Good night. It was a good time, and I'm glad I came back tonight.
Yeah.
Good night, Tony. It was good to hear from you.
Night.
Kiana, we're gonna hit you with the next
question.
Hold
on, let me finish what I was saying though, Uncle D, because that whole situation was leading me to the Central Park 5 people and them not actually doing something, but them being coerced into saying they did it.
Okay. So wait, I'm gonna go to Kiana. Hold on, I'm gonna stay with Gregory because I'm asking this next question and I'm coming right to you. So, Gregory, according to reports, there is a higher rate of conviction when there is an all-white jury basically proceeding over a Black defendant's case. Do you believe there's some truth in this?
Hell yeah. And most of the time it's gonna be an all-white jury because, like Patsy just said, somebody from the neighborhood, in your heart of hearts, it's not in your heart to go to the judicial system and be a part of their circus. You get what I'm saying? So it's mighty funny that you got the people that brought you the Bible that set up these judicial systems all around the world after they told you in the Bible to not judge people. But these people got you having to be a willing participant in their activities. You didn't even ask for this. Because you're a citizen, you got jury duty.
Not me. Justice is blind, and so am I.
Yeah.
Kiana, same question.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So, according to reports, there is a higher conviction rate when there's an all-white jury, basically
Oh,
dealing.
you don't even need to finish. Yes, that's true.
Reason being,
Oh shit.
yeah, that's what I feel.
Oh,
Reason
I'm
being,
sorry.
Oh shit, yeah.
Brownie, cut it out. Shit. Yes, I'll pick you up like a baby. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you shouldn't
so
be neglecting him. That's what you're
again,
saying.
Kiana, the reason why you believe this to be so,
Because what is it? The past the past shows us the the present. I mean, that's how before we weren't even allowed on a jury, so of course we were convicted. So if a person is more likely to convict you if they don't believe that you or anything like them, and if they feel that you're beneath them, you're easy as gone.
Yeah.
Anything else?
no, unless you want to add some more.
No, that's it. Cut it out. I gotta
Robert,
tend to my baby. All right.
same question, Robert.
Shit, you got the same problem that Robert got with his babies.
Brimage.
When dealing with an all-white jury and you're a black woman or man, you already know they're gonna convict you. Um, I think it's a 16 percentage more of the black men than the woman. So I'm going with yes. You got an all white jury and you're a black person. You committed a crime and you was trying to beat this case. Most likely you won't beat it. And even if you didn't commit that crime and they see it their way to have you convicted, they're gonna have it their way.
Bert, you still with us?
Yeah.
All right, same question. Do you believe that there's a higher conviction rate when the jury is all white, especially when pertaining to a black defendant?
Um, I'm very inclined to say yes, but I also, in this day and time, I'm gonna say in depending on the state, because there's a lot of rights going on, there's a lot of activism going on, there's a lot of different groups to defend these, minority people in cases like this. So the expectation of racial bias isn't as high in many states. That's not going to happen here in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen in other states. Is it going to happen in some of these southern states? Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because your black ass going to jail, you missed that
They
jury.
still hang people. They're still killing black people in these
Yeah.
racist states, and they're not doing nothing
And
about it.
Nope.
So the
that
black man don't
because
stand a chance out there.
they have the right to bear arms because they go out hunting and shit. So for
Stand your
them,
ground.
and those
You break in my house, I kill you. You break in
right,
my house in Massachusetts and I kill you, I go to jail.
jail, yeah, yeah.
Patsy, same question.
Yeah, sometimes it's more like state by state, like Berg just said. But I think overall, like if you kind of combine the rates, the medium says yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we come to the last question, and Bird, hold tight because I'm gonna let you finish the show. So after everybody else gets their chance to answer the question, please mute your phone. Patsy, I'm gonna stay with you. Do you think that the judicial system has become biased and unjust, or has it always been that way?
For the most part, it's been like that. but to a point, I think it's gotten a little better, but not by a big margin. So yeah.
Okay. Timmy, same question. Do you think that the legal system has become biased and unjust, or has it always been that way?
It's always been that way, but you're talking two different things. See, the state is more lenient. They're more likely to let some a repeated defender go back and go. Once the federal get home, they're not letting a person go. You see, they're gonna make sure he's gonna do some time. So it's different when it comes to federal and state judges.
Okay. Dude, you still with us? I
He's
think
on
Dude,
the mute.
I think Dude
He's on
stepped
mute.
away. He stepped away, so I don't think he returned. Gregory, same question.
Um, the system is corrupt. The revolution will not be
Will not be
televised.
televised.
It's to be lived.
Okay. Thank you, Minister of Conspiracy. Robert, same question.
Yeah, when a police officer stops you on traffic stop or any type of arrest or whatever, it is motivated by racial bias, and especially when they pull you over and they can put a picture to their eyes, they see who you are. It's going to be a biased situation.
Okay. Thank you. King, Duchess, last question. Do you think that the judicial system has become biased, or has it always been that way?
It's always been that way.
Okay.
Unjust. That's why I don't believe in a death penalty. Too many things, and well, I believe in it to a certain extent. You know, those heinous people who do heinous crimes, they deserve the chair, drowning, whatever, don't matter. But for the most part, there are too many inconsistencies and biases for me to believe that this scale doesn't have somebody's thumb on it.
Like that. Thank you. Dude, I'm gonna come back to you again. Are you with us?
He's on mute.
All right.
He's there. He's on mute.
I think Dude's done for the night. All right, Bert, I'm gonna let you take us home. Same question. Do you believe that the judicial system has become biased and unjust, or has it always been that way?
I'm gonna roll. It's been that way for hundreds of years. It's getting better, but it's there in everyday living. That's all I have to say about that.
All right. I appreciate you. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. God bless you guys. Good night. This is the Still a Man podcast. See you guys next week. God bless you.